eighth inning. Just what did you see with Estrada, and then was Wandy not ready to go? Did you like the matchup with Torkelson?
Wandy came in for McConaughey.
Right, but
yeah.
I'm wondering why he didn't come in sooner. Was he not ready?
Yeah, I felt good with Estrada against Torkelson. I mean, although Estrada was kind of struggling, finding the strike zone there. We had planned to get Wandy ready for the lefty coming up, and so we were taking Estrada through Torkelson, and then it was even a decision because he looked good against Torkelson. Estrada did to leave him in for or have Wandy face the lefty. So we chose Wandy to face the lefty, and it was a battle. It was a great at bat. The kid put a great at bat on Wandy, and the more pitches he saw, and finally got one that could serve over the infield.
Is there any consideration to get Miller up in the eighth, or is that off the table?
Yeah, we decided before the game that was probably not an option. So it will be an option at some point in the season, just not game 2.
Why did you concede the tying run by not having the infield in and playing it kind of in a? I mean, you basically had a shift on it. It wasn't even a semi-shift.
Yeah. That's how we're playing against Riley Green, and we had the corners in, we had the infield back, grounded into a few double plays last year, so we're playing for that double play ball. Get a soft one into the shift. All the spray charts, we design our defense based on where those guys hit the baseball. He happened to hit it where we weren't playing.
Craig, what do you think of the number of walks between yesterday and today? Just between the pitchers total?
Yeah, the Tigers, give them credit. They're putting good at bats on us. They're not chasing anything, and we're paying the price a little bit with some of the walks. They're coming around to score, and we saw that with Michael a little bit, and then we saw that with Jeremiah there in that 8th inning. So yeah, we'll get that right. These guys throw strikes, so we'll get them dialed back in.
From your perspective, what was the issue with Jeremiah when he was 3 straight walks?
It looked like he was just trying to be, in my opinion, his tempo was slow, and so his arm was getting on top, and the ball was going into was going a little lower than what he's accustomed to. So, it's something he'll be able to fix pretty relatively quickly, I think. Could have been, first game being out there and in a real game and in a tough situation for him, but he'll be fine. We trust him.
What do you think of Michael grinding through?
Yeah, I thought Michael pitched great. I thought he pitched great. He had a couple leadoff walks, if my memory serves me right, that kind of made you teeter a little bit on does he have it or does he not, and then he came right back and got some big outs and some big strikeouts. So he battled his tail off and pitched really well for us today.
The improvement between Arizona and here, locating all his pitches, but in particular the sinker, the change.
Yeah, for me, his fastball played really well tonight, and then complemented with the changeup and the sweeper. I liked what I saw from Michael today. That's good news for the Padres. It's good news for him going forward. So I feel really comfortable with him out on the mound.
Campusano was 2 for 3 in ABS challenges tonight. What did you think about his feel from behind the plate?
Yeah, he's pretty good at it. He's self-proclaimed pretty good at it. So, he's definitely a weapon behind the plate in the ABS challenging, and he used them very appropriately. It, got Michael out of that 1 inning against, I believe it was, forget who the batter was, but it was a 3-1 pitch, got it 3-2, and then struck him out on the 3-2 fastball. So, if you use it effectively, it can change the game a little bit.
Any words on Jackson's play in center field?
Yeah, Jackson, great play there. McConaughey, he's been swinging the bat great. We finally got him out. We had to rob a homer to get him out. So, Jackson made a great play there. They showed on the scoreboard that it was 90% catch probability. There's no way that's 90% catch probability. That was a great catch. And, brought it back, got the dugout pretty excited.
So what was your thinking on bringing King back after the 75 pitches?
Yeah, 75 pitches. We felt like he finished that last inning really well with the strikeout. Felt really good about the matchup with Torres. We're going to play batter by batter at that point. He ended up walking him, and that was the end of his
So was
day.
that if you let the first guy on, that was it?
Yeah, if he would have got Torres out and looked really good, I think the first pitch of that inning was 91, so a little down on his velo. So, we're watching all those things, like how he faces the hitter, what his stuff looks like, and trying to make our best estimation on, if he's finished or if we can leave him out there. But
What kind of impact is Jackson's intensity, his emotion in those moments? Because you guys were still battling there to take go-ahead run. What can you do for a game?
Yeah, he's an exciting player. He's got a great mentality. He's one of the leaders on our ball club. Young guy with a lot of energy, and so, you know, we rally around him. We rally around his energy. He's a great player. You know, it's awesome to have him on our team.
You already knew McGonigal was good. What did you make in particular of that 10-pitch at bat?
Yeah, it was a great at bat. You know, he, in a big situation, he had a great at bat. You know, and Wandy made some great pitches too, and he just fouled him off and fouled him off and fouled him until he got one that he liked and he could get into the outfield. So, you know, tough at bat. Wandy battled him, just didn't come out on our end.
What else? Thanks.